this is where it's at. From NBA insights to the latest chit chat. Grab your popcorn, sit tight, we're ready to roll. In the heart of Sacktown, we're feeding your soul. In the King's Court, the vibe's electric. If you don't like that, we're here to correct it. With the best in the game, we're raising the bar. From the hardwood to the airways, we're the King's shining star. With the NFL, Adams in the ring. Rhino's got the wisdom, hear the praises we sing. Court in session, it's a royal affair. With the fans all around, feel the passion in the air. In the King's Court, the vibe's electric. If you don't like that, we're here to correct it. With the best in the game, we're raising the bar. From the hardwood to the airways, we're the King's shining star.
Hello, Friday.
You made it! Happy Friday, everybody. How we doing? We gonna finish strong? How's it going? Ryan in Sacktown with you, King's Court. We are gonna do a little bit more of an open forum today. I gotta tell you, it has been a heck of a week in terms of the announcement that Grant made, reaction to the announcement has been incredible. Grant and I are looking at each other, and it's like, man, we have not, and especially him, been able to put our phones down. Just so many of you reaching out via X, personally reaching out, sending thank yous. The news is starting to really spread. Grant was on the Clay and Buck show this morning. Not sure if you got a chance to catch that. It airs, I believe, on 1530 here in Sacramento. But a very popular show nationwide, not a sports show, a little bit more of a political show, but a great appearance by Grant. The fact that this is catching traction. The New York Post article already. Wait till Phil Mushnick finds out. Wait till Mush finds out that Grant's back. Don't be surprised if Mush's next article is along those lines. Mush has been a very strong supporter of Grant since day one. And y'all know Mush does not hold back if you're familiar with his writing. He is one of the most talented writers in it's Grant's generation, but in my lifetime. But yeah, New York Post picking up the news now. So we can talk some preseason football if you would like. You have your first 3 games in the books last night. Joe Burrow looked really good, 9-10 right off the bat. I mean, Jamar Chase, they're playing the starters. I get it. The Bengals have started so bad the last 2 seasons. So I understand why they're doing that. Zach Taylor taking a different approach. Hey, Raider fan, Pete Carroll returns to Lumen Field, 23-23 tie. What'd you think about your first glimpse at that team? And again, not a lot of the starters playing, but definitely a different energy amongst that Raiders group, which I like. Must have been a little bit weird for Pete coming back. I always think about it as the link. It used to be CenturyLink Field. Now it's Lumen Field. As for the NBA, the schedule, the key dates are starting to leak out here. The Thunder are going to host the Rockets for an opening night game, which will be their ring ceremony game. That's going to be on NBC. So weird. NBA on NBC. On October 21st, it will be followed by Golden State and the Lakers. No surprise there. Christmas Day games are out. Are you going to be writing letters to Santa for another year, asking for Kings Christmas Day uniforms? Drum roll. Don't have one. Yes, you will. Your Christmas Day games are Cleveland at New York, San Antonio at OKC. There you go. See, they know they have the writing on the wall. That's going to be the matchup in years to come. Houston getting a Christmas Day game at the Lakers, Dallas at Golden State, and Minnesota at Denver. that rounds out your Christmas Day games for the NBA. Expect this schedule to drop. It's usually between the 3rd and 4th week of August. I wouldn't be surprised if it's right around I don't have the calendar in front of me. Usually like 21st, 22nd, 23rd. That's when you're going to usually see the schedule drop. So we will see what the Kings schedule looks like. Certainly will matter for them. I'm looking that they don't have another late East Coast trip. 2 seasons in a row they've had one of those, which has been a little bit bizarre. So we can talk about anything you really want today. If you have any questions about what's next, we can talk about that as well. And I will tell you right off the rip, the meat and potatoes of this show, some of you are going to be so excited. Others, it's not going to be for you. We're going to do a recap of Summerslam. Adam and I did not get to do that, so we will be giving you a decent dose of wrestling. So I think there was a lot of good that happened with Summerslam and some bad as well, which we will get into and where things are headed now with wrestling and the WWE. But again, the big stuff going on. Grant announced earlier this week, we are headed to Fox Sports Radio Sacramento. The Grant Napier Show, as you have always known it, will be resuming. We kick off, we launch on September 2nd. Make sure that you go to Fox Sports, or you can go actually to the App Store. You can go to what is it for Google Play, and download the Fox Sports SAC app, the KSAC app, 104.7 FM, 890 AM. We will be getting, or we're starting. We have been in the works for a minute, but you know, the heavy preparations, the reps, they start now. So, and many of you may have questions. I addressed it yesterday, what this show is going to look like going forward. We'll get into that some more. I know it's not Mondays, but I do need to start with one other thing. But before that, Grant's going to wrap up the week on the channel for us, 7 o'clock tonight. Make sure you join him. I caught a little bit of last night's show. Thought that was a pretty good show, actually. Talking about some overs, some unders for the NFL teams, talking about Russell Wilson. Got some thoughts on that with him and the Giants. So join Grant again, 8 o'clock tonight. But I want to start here, okay? So I want to draw a distinction, first off. I don't want you all to feel like I'm talking about you if you drive a pickup truck, if you drive a lifted truck, okay? I'm not talking about everybody. But there's a subsegment that is within, you know, truck guy world where it's too much. And I was at the car wash today. I'm like, you know what? I need to get my rig washed. So went to the car wash. You know, like all these car washes now, they offer the subscriptions as opposed to the one times. Makes sense if you're going to wash your rig a decent amount. But I'm at the car wash, and truck guy is in front of me. And there's a few things about truck guy that you know immediately. You've got just these wild, different exhaust systems coming off the truck. You've either got the exhaust system that's coming off the cab and pointing up. In this case, the guy had dual exhaust on the back that looked like HDMI cords. Do you know what he put on his bumper? That's $100,000 lifted truck. On the left side of the bumper, right by the first exhaust, it said HDMI 1. On the right side, next to the other one, HDMI 2. I don't get it. I just don't get lifted truck guy that does stuff like that with their cars. Or they're not cars, they're trucks. You know, it's the same person that has
the rubber donga
hanging from their trailer hitch. Like, I don't get it. What's so cool that you need a ladder to get into your truck? Maybe if we're in the middle of the country, I get it. You're going to go mudding. This is Elk Grove. This is Sacramento. We're the valley. We're not the mountains. It's just some weird stuff. And everybody knows exactly who I'm talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking about, where you just look and it's like, come on, man, that's way too much. And it's the same truck guy that will try to race other cars as well. I just don't get it. Your tires, like what, $4,000 a piece? You're trying to like bring Gravedigger to the streets and make it street legal. To see HDMI 1 and HDMI 2 above your exhaust, I don't get it. I don't get it. That's $100,000 truck. What are you doing? When I got my new car, I refused to put the carpool stickers on it. I wasn't even going to do that. Carpool is not that important to me that I'm going to put a sticker on my car. Now, I've talked about Raiders fan who I saw driving a Tesla, a new one, that put the Raiders shield on both sides of the bumper. That's just Raiders fan. Like, that's not a subsegment. That is just Raiders fan, straight up. But man, lifted HDMI 1 and 2. Is that funny to anybody? Like, it's not. It's either stuff like that again, or you've got a set of hanging off of the trailer hitch. That's when you immediately know that is a part of that truck guy nation, when you've got a set hanging off the trailer hitch. Anyways, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. Hey, Zeus, what's up, man? Happy Friday. It is Friday indeed. We are getting it done, getting it in. We're going to be doing some wrestling here in a little bit. Really just kind of an open forum show. We can go whatever way you want, but we are going to be a little wrestling heavy here in about 30 minutes.
Hello, Friday. I've been waiting for you for
What?
a long time.
I don't have that. I don't have that drop. Maybe I do. I'll check. Bronson Reed stole my shoes. I'm telling you, the Tribal Thief and the Shula Fallas, that's brilliant. That is so good. So good. GD COVID, it sucks. Damn, Mark, you got COVID again? Oh, my man. I hope you're feeling better, man. Lay low, chill. It just takes you back to a different time. It's like when you get it, not only do you feel terrible, but it takes you back to just a wild time. We were at, where did we go? We went to Reno, and it was the weekend before, it really got crazy. And we stopped in, I believe it's Carson City. We stopped at a Costco in Carson City, and there was just people that had the flat carts, whatever you want to call them, just loaded with 6 feet of toilet paper and paper towels before they put like regulations or, like minimums or maximums on what you could buy. It was a crazy time, man. Being locked up all the time. Oh, man, Mark, feel better, dude. Hope you feel better. Now there's some type of medication that you can take if you have it that might make it better, but I don't know. Hope you, by this time Monday, I hope you're feeling better, dude. How's it going, Oos? It's going good, yo. Feel bad for Mark, though. Damn. I don't want wrestling to make Mark feel worse. EMG, Jacob was rocking a King's shirt. Yeah, I know. It's awesome. Yeah, I put it into King's Court form. You can go to my X and find it. I sent that over to Jacob and a few other people. They have another Raw coming to Sacramento in October. Yeah, it's like October 21st, something like that. Yeah, the tickets, it's something that Adam has been super adamant about. I will give him this. He has said WWE is going to run into a problem because they keep pricing fans out of the market. I don't disagree. What happens though is after that initial rush, if that building, EMG, is not selling out, as the show gets closer, they will drop the price on the tickets. It's crazy though what they're asking for tickets. Adam's feeling oozy. Some of the packages, I mean, I think, okay, so I wanted to humor myself. So I went to On Location. I was looking at the costs of the different packages. I think this was for Royal Rumble. It wasn't even WrestleMania. If you wanted a ringside picture, hospitality, a chair with your name on it, preferred seating for 2 nights, you get to meet 2 wrestlers, $65,000. $65,000. Nuts. One of those trucks that never goes off the road. Exactly. You know that thing's never been off the road. Where is if you're taking your truck through the car wash and you're that truck guy, why don't I see mud on your truck? Why isn't there mud on your tires? Famous country song, by the way. Peter Rhino, I thought you had a whip, not a rig. Can you not call a car a rig? Is that not fair? Am I crossing a line there? No, I'm not talking to you. I'm not. You are exempt from that list. By the way, it's Adam's birthday week, y'all. I don't know what day of the week his birthday was this week, but it is Adam's birthday week. Everybody wish him a happy birthday in advance of coming on. And Adam, just like anybody else here in the King's Court, when it's your birthday, I spare no expense. I spare nothing. I do it the right way. I hired Mike Tyson to sing you happy birthday, Adam.
Hey, yay, yay, it's your birthday. Hey, 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 it's your day. It's not Monday, it's not Tuesday, it's not Wednesday, it's not Thursday, it's not Friday, it's not Saturday, it's not Thursday. It's your birthday.
There you go, Adam. I might be violating some trust here, but Adam and I were texting, and I'm like, here's what I was texting him about. I'm going to play it for him today when he comes on. But I'm like, dude, can't believe you weren't there Tuesday. Jerry Reynolds started talking WWE on his own. And Adam has been like in my ear. He's been pulling my arm. He's been tugging at my shirt, asking if I could get Jerry to join a wrestling segment. And I'm like, dude, I can't, right? And so when I told Adam that he brought up WWE, Adam's like, okay, like all I want, my birthday wish is for Jerry Reynolds to be here on Friday. Adam, Jerry's kind of here, okay? He's kind of here. He's not here, but he's kind of here. Well, I'll show you in a little bit. Yeah, didn't you know each sticker adds ship? What's that? What's SHP mean? Or 5 HPs, my bad. Screen's so far away on me with the comments that I'm like, 5 horsepower. That's funny. Yeah, you know what? I think they are. One of my friends said that. Poor Dennis. Dennis, man, I got to find a way to get you out of YouTube jail. My bad, dude. You were not supposed to be blocked. I'll work with Napes to get that. We had a bot in here yesterday. So that's why I accidentally blocked Adam. You should go to Yuba City. All the squatted trucks. I don't know what squatted means. Does that mean that they're lowered? I got to put, yeah, Adam, I was going to ask you, are you going to put, Adam, you might as well bring a picture of your new rig with you. Email me a picture or something. I'll put it up. You should have gone to EDH Motors, though. Peter's right. EDH Motors will find the vehicle and customize it for you. Was Truck Guy an EDH Motors customer? I don't know, man. The guys at EDH, here's the thing. there's an ethical line. And I don't know that allowing somebody to cross that far into truck guy territory, I think that might be an ethical dilemma for the guys at EDH. So they might not roll with that. I mean, they're not going to put the set hanging from the trailer hitch on there. Can promise you that. I hope they don't. Maybe they will. I don't know. Give them a call. EDH Motors. They will find the car for you. Dennis, come get some. Yeah, okay. Dennis has something for COVID. Do you want to trust? Dennis has something for COVID. Tequila, vodka. That'll take it out. Patrick, off the clock. What's up? Yeah, Mark, feel better, man. Feel better, please. At least you got preseason football this weekend to look at. That always makes you feel a little bit better. Your games tonight. Shedeur Sanders getting the start for the Browns. Boy, nasty injury last night in the Ravens game. Hate to see it. I ended the show yesterday. What's the goal of preseason? Not to get injured. Compound fracture right there on the field. Awful. You got Lions, Falcons, Panthers, Browns getting ready to tip off here in a few minutes, or about 45 minutes on NFL Network. Sanders starting there. And then you've got Patriots, Commanders from Gillette Stadium. Tomorrow, Giants, Bills. It's your biggest day of games. Giants, Bills, Cowboys, Rams, Texans, Vikings. Anybody have questions about JJ McCarthy? The Vikings seem to be really happy with how he's playing, but I don't know. Are you going to I'm surprised they're playing him. They're supposed to play him tomorrow. Remember, he went down in preseason game number 1 last year. Cowboys, Rams. All right. Jarrah, sign Micah, please. Steelers, Jaguars, Titans, Bucks. Jets, Packers, Chiefs, Cardinals. That's where Jerry Reynolds' eyes will be. And then on, I thought it was Sunday. It is Saturday. Broncos, Niners. You get some Niners tomorrow. Saints, Chargers, Dolphins, Bears Sunday. So that rounds out your slate of week 1 preseason football. Ivermectin, LOL. That'll be for my horse. Dennis, dude, are you trying to sell those Bearoids to Mark? I'm not a doctor. Do not take my recommendations or my medical advice, Mark. But I remember seeing like a million ads, and I only remember the name because it sounds like COVID. I think it's called Paxlovid.
What?
Yeah, maybe I said it wrong, but maybe that. I don't know, man. Lots of fluids if you can get them down. Some liquid IV. I'm trying to think about. By the way, Baki, plug Tedora's ears if she's listening. Have you all heard that if you put orange slice, I think it's orange slice, whatever that brand of orange soda is, if you put that on a COVID test, it will come up positive. How's that hit you, soda drinkers? That's crazy. Mac, what stinks is WWE bought AAA, so now they're going to be expensive when they come to town. I love to see LA Parka come to town for a good price. I don't think they're going to really raise the rates too much on AAA, Mac. I doubt it. Are you talking about... Well, I don't think you're going to see also a lot of mainstream... Or not mainstream, that's the wrong word. You're not going to see a lot of AAA talent on WWE TV. You're going to see the ones that might be able to sell some merch. You'll see the world champion from time to time. AAA has their quote unquote WrestleMania coming up here, I believe in a couple of weeks, and that's free on YouTube for you to watch. Which, by the way, wrestling, WWE, PLE's moving to ESPN's new platform, $30 a month if you want it. Jerry. Yeah, who's going to be our shitbird today?
Really needs what I call a shitbird.
I love that Mark's just giving it back to Dennis. Everybody's giving it back to Dennis right now. Squatted truck is when the back is lowered and the front is lifted. That's so stupid. How's that affect the tires? That's so dumb.
What?
I have another question. If we're going to talk cars for a second, I've never understood this because the only time I've ever seen it is with Hearsts. But when you have a classic car that you've turned into a lowrider, and it might have like the air suspension where it's going up and down like Eddie Guerrero used to have, why does there always have to be some type of like big metal plate with a name on it in the back or in the window? Is that like the car club? Is that your last name? You never see those cars like that without one of those metal plates. I'm just curious. Help me out. Not really a big car guy, but I did go all the way to Utah to get my car. So I'm turning into one because I was very particular on what I wanted. Dennis is the sunny Corey Lone telling Paulie to drink whiskey, sweat out a cold. Oh my gosh, we're coming off the rails. Let's see. Asparagus therapy. Problem is, I don't know if he has kids, wife, girlfriend, roommates. I don't know if they would appreciate that, John. You know, there is a toll to eating asparagus, John. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I am talking about. A little bit of a toll there. What's up, BJ? Happy Friday.
Every team really needs what I call a shitbird.
What's up, Flores? Yeah, today is just kind of, it's open forum. Whatever you want to talk about, we're going to go into depth with SummerSlam because there was a lot of meat on that bone. I thought a lot happened there, and I thought there were some horrendous things that WWE did. Horrendous. With the 2-day event. And then I also thought there was some brilliant things, legendary things that the WWE did. You should look up donks and slabs. Adam, don't make me dump you later. It's your birthday and I will still dump you. Just understand that. Donks and slabs looks like nothing that should be going into anybody's phone. Bro, like no chance. No chance at all. So, anyways, we are through the chat. Here's Dr. Dennis. The discovery of ivermectin. Ivermectin. Okay, led to the 2015 Nobel Prize and recognized the drug's significant impact on global health, particularly in treating parasitic diseases. Damn, Dennis. Were you a scientist? Like, that doesn't even feel like you wrote that. But all right, good job, man. Well done. I'll buy it, Dennis. I'm buying what you're selling there. So, you know one interesting health thing? I saw a thing the other day, and there's been a lot of studies. Dennis just sent me a voice message. I'm on the air, Dennis. How am I supposed to listen to your voice message? Through DM. Tell me how I'm supposed to do that, Dennis. Unless I play your voice message directly to my microphone. Should we play Dennis's voice message to the microphone?
Ivermectin.
That's going to be a soundbite.
Ivermectin.
Ivermectin. Oh my gosh. I saw something this weekend that, and go with me here. It's a little bit abstract, but I think it's going to be something that's kind of brilliant in the future. There's been a lot of, if you've dived in to this type of research, looking to cure some of the diseases that so far we don't know that we have a cure for. There seems to be a lot of different things that they have been pulling from snake venom, because every venom is a little bit different. And if you get bitten by a snake, poisonous snake, venomous snake, not every snake basically takes, or the bite from that snake, the venom can be very specific to that species, meaning that the anti-venin, I'm not misspeaking there, it's venin, anti-venin, that it also can be called anti-venom, but it's venin. The anti-venin to help fight off the venom effects on your body, it's specific to that venom. So you've got all these different types of anti-venin, and then you've got this one dude. So the way that they make that is they take the snake's venom, they inject it into a horse. This was the traditional way. And it's in the horse for like 6 months. And the horse is able to create antibodies. Then they grab those antibodies, and that's what kind of, and I'm saying it in a roundabout way. So now you have antibodies that can go fight that venom in a human, or venom in a human. Some guy has been taking venomous snake bites from the most venomous snakes in the world. Like, if any of us got tagged, we're done. Like, right there on the spot. For like the last 30 years. And now they are looking at how they can use his antibodies to create one universal anti-venom, which is incredible. But also there's been a lot of companies that are pulling things out of the venom that is treating some serious things like dementia. So I find that part of it fascinating. Super fascinating. I don't mind looking at venomous snakes from behind the glass, but don't bring them anywhere near me. Please do not. Oh, here you go. Dr. Dennis, Ozempic itself doesn't contain lizard venom, but its development was inspired by a compound found in, I know how to say that, Gila monsters. A venomous lizard. Yeah, those things sound nasty, man. You ever seen what those things look like? Tiger's blood. There you go. Yeah, BJ, very true. It's what killed what was his name? Dinkelman. He had a massive he was massively allergic to snake venom, and he got tagged by a snake that wouldn't usually kill you, but it killed him because of the anaphylactic shock. So all right, let's bring Mac into the show. What's up, Mac?
Is my audio working fine? Oh, okay today?
Mac, are you there?
Yeah. Yeah, can you hear me?
I got you, brother. What's up, dude?
Oh, okay. Good. I don't know what happened last week. I'm sorry.
Good.
One thing I did want to say is because in the chat about last week, everyone thinks like I'm a Warriors fan. I'm not. My father is a huge Warriors fan. He cheers for the Kings, but he's not a Kings fan because, my dad was born in '59 and the Warriors were here before then. And he's a big Rick Barry fan. So to talk basketball, I have to know something about the Warriors. So if it sounds like I'm a Kuminga fan or whatever, it's not. It's just I follow both the Kings and the Warriors. The Kings are my team. Anyway, I just want to – I have a huge grievance to air again.
All right, hold on. We got to get the imaging for you. Mac has a grievance. I'm here for
Yep.
it. It's open forum Friday. You got a grievance? Let us know. Mac has a grievance. So
the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now you're going to hear about it.
All right, brother.
My problem is Prague Marathe and Jed York and the Yorks. I hate that they're rolling over $40 million. They just brought it. They signed 2 wide receivers because all their receivers are hurt. You have Ricky Pearsall, who's looking okay but can't go over the middle. Looks like in practice, he's going to be their number 1 receiver. You have Juan Jennings who's out, and we're unsure if it's injury related and contract related, but he's at home right now. And you just had Keenan Allen sign pretty cheap, and Amari Cooper sign pretty cheap. And they went out and got, what was it, Aaron St. Brown's brother, who went to Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just signed another nobody. And I just don't understand. Like, are you not trying? Like, you don't have a left tackle. This might be Trent Williams' last hurrah. I mean, I don't understand the thought of having $40 million and letting 2 guys just who were available as a veteran that could have been there. I don't get it. Why? Like, there's nothing. This offense is putrid. The only running back is McCaffrey, and he's doing okay. But you have Garendo, who's now hurt with a shoulder, and that looks bad.
He's out like 2 to 3 weeks, right?
What was that?
2 to 3 weeks at least.
Yeah, but he's always been hurt, even in college too. Like, when you drafted him, you knew he was going to be hurt. They have Patrick Surtain, and every play he's making is a negative. And so they went out and they got a 31-year-old running back that played for the Raiders last year. What's his name? I can't remember his name. But, you could have, instead of being cheap and just drafting the kid from Oregon, you could have drafted the kid from Oregon and signed Jordan Mason. That's a thought. They would have had, they could have, think about this. They could still have Jordan Mason. I mean, do they really think that McCaffrey's going to have 25 touches a game? There's no way. He's got bilateral Achilles degenerative arthritis, right? You got to put him on a leash. So they went and they're asking a rookie from Oregon, who's now hurt, to split the load with McCaffrey. You had Mason. He was number 1 in rushing until McCaffrey came back.
And you didn't use him.
And you'd never used him. But the thing is also, he would have signed for the $40 million that what he signed for was less than the $40 million. So in theory, you could have gotten a Keenan Allen, who signed earlier this week. You could have gotten Amari Cooper, who signed yesterday. And you could have bolstered people up. The reason why they got Robinson was because he was a 3rd receiver, and he's getting a DUI. So he's going to be suspended for the first 3 games. And then you're going to have, and then, like, you could have Mason, you could have Cooper or Keenan Allen or whatever.
Does the NFL, hold on really quick, does the NFL suspend? Is it like a second offense, third offense?
It's like, it's not an offense thing. I can't remember what it is, but it's kind of like if you've been arrested, you have to sit down a little.
Yeah, no, I get that. 3 weeks sounds crazy though.
3 games,
you're right.
They're expecting a 2 to 3 week suspension.
Yeah,
2 weeks if they're lucky.
Yep.
So that means going into this season, going into week 1, and you're playing Seattle. You're playing your the team that you're trying to beat. You're gonna have Ricky Pearsall, who's played 4 games, as your number 1 wide receiver. And then to me that you're gonna, and then Jacob Cowing is gonna have to be your number 2. And they hate Jacob Cowing. They never gave him the ball.
100%.
So what the heck are you doing? I mean, you didn't. I don't understand it. It would have been nice to have somebody who could, like, and I understand, like, Amari Cooper's 31 and whatnot, but you can't tell me he was not good for 5-6 catches in a game. I don't know. And so they raised the ticket prices, but they got worse. Then also, Prague Marathe plays games with the re-signing. You have to have emotional intelligence. The reason why Dre Greenlaw last week came out and said why he didn't take the Niners offers when they matched him, and he said, quote, "I was a foster youth, and they kind of played games and didn't make me feel wanted." There are some guys like a George Kittle. When you're doing contract negotiations, you can be soft. You can be hard with, but you have to have emotional intelligence, and you can't play games with guys like a Dre Greenlaw or a Brandon Ayuk. And I just don't get it. And Prague Marathe and the Yorks have been saving money all since they've acquired the team. I don't think that they care about winning a championship. I think that they care about being relevant because then they make money. I mean, look at when they got rid of Julian Peterson and they ruined the franchise. They let Jerry Rice go. Jerry Rice would have signed for 2 years, and he was an All-Pro the next year in Oakland. And so anyway, I just have a really big problem. I think the Yorks are cheap owners. I hate them to my core. Wow. They're not. I'm going to tell you what, Eddie D, if he had $40 million to spend, he would have spent that $40 million. And they're more interested in acquiring, like they just bought Leeds United. They're more interested in owning teams and getting revenue than winning. And that's my grievance with them. I'm sorry.
You're good, dude. There's a lot that I agree with you about. I think the biggest mistake was the way they handled Brandon Ayuk last year. That to me just was insane. They should have traded him to Pittsburgh. They should have let that go. And because what happens is now some of those guys you're talking about, maybe those aren't as big of a deal if you're not on the hook with Ayuk. But then right. Trent Williams, who you already said, you knew last year that he was closer to the end than the beginning, and he gets his extension. I disagree that they're just trying to be relevant and don't want to win a championship, because when you win a championship, there's a lot more money in that. But yeah, I understand I've said Kyle Shanahan, I thought he needed a very, very strong associate head coach. That's what I thought. Somebody like a Bill Belichick, somebody in that neighborhood, because Shanahan he's stubborn in his own ways. And forgive me, Niners fan, for saying this, but what the hell has Kyle Shanahan done? What has he done?
Well, look, I'm not the greatest Shanahan fan, but here's what he's done, and this is why ownership will never get rid of him. He did turn that franchise around in 2 years, and he took them from irrelevant. I mean, look, we were looking at Jim Tom Sula and whatnot, and he did make them successful. Now, you could argue, is he a winner? Like, is he a championship coach or not? That's different. But he has done some stuff, and I think that they're too afraid to push him. And I think two things have happened. I think one, the ownership is tired of overspending. I think last year, Kyle had a say, because reports are Prague Marathe, who's Jed York's friend from college, used to be in charge of all the contracts. When Kyle came in, he had complete control. Up until the Ayuk situation, it is sounding like Prague Marathe's back in control with the money. And that's where I don't understand, because if you want to win, you wouldn't have $40 million sitting. And also, I think that the Yorks are so afraid and maybe even unintelligent when it comes to the sport, because it's not like they have a Carmen Policy around or Bill Walsh to be he was a consultant for Eddie for a while. But I think they're afraid that if they were to make the move and get rid of Kyle, then it has to be someone that the fan base won't turn on them again, like they did Harbaugh. And that's where I think Salah's coming in. And when you said Shanahan needs a strong arm, Salah's got a good reputation. If Salah would be the number one head coach candidate, I would think, if he were released right now. And that's where I think the idea of having like a Bill Belichick by his side, I think that's the Robert Saleh part. Because Saleh's a darn good coach, in my opinion.
He's a good coordinator.
I thought, you know what? His defense was always top 5 in New York. And New York, look, let's be honest. There are certain organizations where you could put Bill Walsh in that organization and they're still going to fail. And I think the Jets are one of them. And that's just me. I think the Jets are that. I think the Jaguars are that. And let's look at the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings are one of those. So it's kind of like it starts from the top. So I think the Jets, Saleh was a little bit destined to fail. And I don't think he did a horrible job given the circumstances and where he was. That's just me. I don't know.
All right. Fair enough. Mac, thanks for bringing it, dude. Appreciate you.
Yeah. You have a good day. Boy, can you believe it? We are only 4 weeks, and Notre Dame plays Miami. I am looking. So you're not looking forward to that?
No, I said I know. Yeah, of course I am.
Yeah. I can't wait for that. I hope the Irish win, and Anyway, you have a great day.
You too. Good job,
Take it
Mac.
easy. Bye.
Is anybody with me on that whole thing about Kyle Shanahan? I've just not understood this aura that that most Niners fans, that I guess ownership sees around Kyle Shanahan. Like, I just don't see the aura. You blew a Super Bowl where you were the O coordinator in Atlanta. And quite frankly, if you want to be real Niners fan and you want to stretch this timeline back 10, 12 years, you've gotten super lucky with backup quarterbacks. You've gotten crazy lucky with backup quarterbacks. Now, I was thrilled when Alex Smith got that run that he did. That was super cool. And that's coming from a Seahawks fan. But you've gotten so lucky with Kaepernick and now Brock Purdy. I just look at Shanahan, and you can tell me that I'm being out of pocket, but the way he carries himself, the way he talks to the press, he's just he comes off as stubborn. And his coaching decisions come off as stubborn. Not playing rookies. Not splitting reps and working McCaffrey back in last year when JP Mason's leading the league in rushing. Like, it's those things. Like, and now I guess he's going to have to be forced to do some of that. George Kittle, a year older. I don't know. It's going to be your defense. It's what it's going to be. It's not going to be your offense. Brock Purdy is going to look more like a game manager, which is completely fine. There's nothing wrong with that if your defense is that good. If your defense is that good, you don't need as much out of Purdy. You need him to make the throws and make the right reads. Quite honestly, it's the Seattle formula. That's why when Russell Wilson, and this is why, you know what? And this is going to relate to all of you Raiders fan, because I had this thought last night when Grant was talking about the Raiders and the over-under and Geno Smith. When the Seahawks were at their best, They never asked a ton out of Russell Wilson. It was simple throws. It was slants. It was outs. It was seams. Russell Wilson was not making these dynamic 4 guys around window passes. Now, Russell Wilson throws a damn good deep ball. Probably the softest deep ball that he can land between multiple people. That was the strength. But do you know why that strength works so well? Because of the running game. The running game set up for that play action. All of the outs that turn into out and up. So Russell can drop that in 2-3 times a game. It was the running game. Russell Wilson and his escapability. That was the wild card. He was slippery as hell. Super slippery. Super quick. Turning the shoulders around and going the other way. So that helped as well. He extended plays. But for the Seahawks to thrive, it was the solid running game, not asking too much of Russ, and then just playing off your defense. That was in my opinion, that was a top 5 defense of all time. The Legion of Boom. Look what they did to Denver in the Super Bowl. Go back and look at the throws Russell Wilson was asked to make in the Super Bowl. Very simple, most set up by the running game. I think it's got to be the same formula in San Francisco. With that defense, led by Saleh. Now, to you, Raider fan, where the big unknown is, can this team win more than 7.5 games? Everything looks great. Geno's going to, be playing well. I said it earlier this week. Geno is a really good quarterback if you don't ask him to do too much. And that's exactly what Pete Carroll did in Seattle. Pete Carroll put Geno into that same position that Russell Wilson was in. Now, the running game was not nearly as good, but they did it by committee. And so the Seahawks were able to have some success. Geno had a resurgence because he was playing. It's like not living outside of your means. He was playing within his means. You're not asking him to make Tom Brady, Peyton Manning type of throws, Patrick Mahomes types of throws. So for you, Raider fan, Ashton Genty, I think, is the real deal. If Ashton Genty and a run-based offense that doesn't ask Geno Smith to do too much, I think you have a very, very high upside. You're not going to win the division, but I think you're over what the numbers are in Vegas. Last night, I believe Cody said it was 6.5. I've seen it at 7.5. I think you're over. If that pass rush can get just a little bit better, Mad Max now paid. Telling you, man, that's the thing about a Pete Carroll system. But guess what? Kyle Shanahan? No, it's got to be super complicated. It's got to be super flashy. Got to ask people to do too much. And if Kyle Shanahan, by the way, Mac, was in control of the money, why the hell are you not doing physicals with Christian McCaffrey before you signed him to that extension last year? It's just, I don't know why Kyle Shanahan has earned this aura that's around him. I don't get it. What has he won? What has Kyle Shanahan won? Dude had the best ingredients to cook with, too. What has he won? Let me know. All right, I want to answer one question, and then we'll get to wrestling. I think it's fine. I think I don't know that I see Josh Giddey at $30 million a year, but I definitely didn't see De'Aaron Fox at 63 for the final year of his deal. So based on the market, I think it helps because you get the ball out of Steph's hands and you let him just run around wherever the heck he wants and come off screens. So yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It'll make the Warriors better in a position that they need to be better. So yeah. All right. Man, Mac brings it, y'all. I'm firing up Niner fans now. Adam says 3-14. Max says Kyle has his favorite. CMC's okay. So we're playing favorites and we're doing basically Pee-wee junior midget football coaching with hundreds of millions of dollars. That's what we're doing. That's even more ignorance. It's like nobody will stand up to Kyle Shanahan. I just don't get it. Like I really don't. I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but he's not why I don't know why he deserves that aura that's around him. Just saying, y'all. Now, if you would like an aura around you, like you just had the best meal of your life and you want to do a Mr. McMahon walk outside of the restaurant, get your tails to Bennett's American Cooking. Fine cuts of seafood and steak. 3 locations here in the greater Sac area. Howe, Fair Oaks, Roseville, Rockland, the West Side Grill, the newest of the 3. All 3, same great menus. A little bit of different ambiance, but all just classy as heck and is quite enjoyable, quite frankly, depending on your mood. If you go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com, check out the multitude of specials that they run. There is a special every single day, whether it's happy hour from 2 to 6 o'clock or Bubbles and Brunch. Or Bubbles and brunch on the weekends, $45.99, 2 entrees and a bottle of champagne from 11 to 2 at all 3 locations. Brian also just rolled out a Taste of Summer menu. So good, so reasonable, and inspired by some of the best ingredients that Brian has seen this summer. 2 courses for $30, add on $5, and you get a 3-course meal right there. All 3 locations. Go check them out. And obviously, all the favorites that we talk about still there as well. The New York prime steak. Oh my gosh. You get to pick the steak out that you want. Come on now, let's go. The redfish, also one of my favorites, and the steak Cobb salad. You just can't go wrong. Love Brian, love Margot, love the entire team over at Bennett's. Go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com. Again, check out all the specials, the menus, and make your reservations right there. You can even put in your to-go orders online as well. So big thanks to Bennett's for sponsoring today's episode of The King's Court. Are you ready? We're going to go a little heavy on wrestling because there was a lot that happened last weekend with SummerSlam. And a lot of it I loved, a lot of it I hated, a lot of it I didn't understand. So what do we do? What do we do to work that out? We bring in our man who just got a new truck, who's celebrating his birthday week. We bring Adam Oos in to talk wrestling with us the rest of the way. Mr. Oos, I got you. Let me acknowledge you. How are you doing today, my man?
Acknowledge me. Oh, I'm good, brother. How are you?
Doing good, man. It's been a big week. It's been a huge week.
Today's the day, man. Another one in the books.
Today's your birthday.
Bank it.
All right. All right. Well, I have a birthday treat for you. Now,
it's not sing to me. Is that the treat?
No, it's not quite your wish, but it's kind of in the middle. Here you go. I'm gonna let you listen.
It's I can't do it.
Fair enough. Hey, well, Netflix just came out. They dropped today a special about, it's a series about following the SEC football teams through a
Yeah, watching that. There was a documentary on ESPN followed the history of the SEC. I watched over the weekend. They had about 80 episodes. I thought it was great. So hopefully this will be even better. But actually on ESPN, to credit to some of your followers, Netflix has got one on Raw. It's about
yes,
WWE, and I've enjoyed the heck out of it.
Really?
Yeah, it goes into the backgrounds, and you get to know the athletes and some of the stuff they go through. Obviously, I would say just the interesting thing of how they go into the control room to kind of know exactly what they're supposed to do or how it's going to play out. But obviously it's very, very contrived. But they're amazing athletes. I mean, my gosh, and they do suffer injuries over periods of time.
Listen, Jerry,
so yeah,
going on wrestling.
I really enjoyed it. I was going to say, I was telling my son, and he was telling me how good it was. I said, yeah, I enjoyed the one they had on the quarterbacks, but the first and the second one. But I said, this was way better. I enjoyed that more.
Yeah, we debated, like, the people that are wrestling fans. I think I even mentioned your name too at some point. Like, dang, can't believe Adam's not here today to hear this.
It was my birthday wish to have Jerry here today, but we will take a take from the GOAT, Jerry Reynolds, on anything WWE. That's great. Thanks. I'm glad he's liking the show. It is pretty cool. I'm all caught up up to episode 5. Love it so far. There were some things I didn't love maybe, but yeah, overall it's cool. I can't get enough of it.
Okay, let's get some questions in really quick. Did you get your minivan? Is that what you got?
I didn't get the minivan. It was just time to get a new truck, get back in a new saddle, put the old steed to pasture.
The old steed?
Yeah.
So what kind of steed? If you don't feel comfortable, don't worry. What kind of truck did you get, buddy?
Yeah, we got another F-150. We're back at it with the Coyote 5.0 V8, baby. That's the only way to go for me. I love that engine. That thing is a beast, and I think once you have it, you can't go back to anything less than that.
All gas, no.
You got what I mean?
Dang, man. Okay. Past 40, Adam says, for those asking. Adam sounds like Jerry. Happy 50th birthday, Oos.
Feeling good at 50 and thriving. 50 and 30, not really.
Got a good nap after my meeting. Now I'm blessed with Adam's birthday. Yes, it is Adam's birthday.
Other 2 wishes?
What's that?
They said they woke up from a nap after my meeting, and now I'm blessed with Adam's birthday. Yeah. So what were your other 2 wishes? You rubbed the genie lamp. You got 1 wish. What are the other 2?
50 is trolling, right? Yeah, for sure. Adam, 50-year-old baby face, for sure. Hope you don't keep your keep you up past your bedtime. All right, they're giving it to you. Fair enough.
I do have an early bedtime. That's okay.
Yeah, but I hear you drink a lot of coffee, so.
I don't. I have a cup in the morning, and I'm good.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Summerslam. So for those that don't know, him and I were like texting nonstop during both nights, like just nonstop. So I don't necessarily, and we'll kind of get through the matches as we do this, but I want to go back and forth with what I know. I have a few hits. I know you have a few hits. Some of the favorite things you liked. I'll let you start. What was a hit for you at SummerSlam?
The biggest hit? Geez,
Doesn't have to
Louise.
be the biggest. It can just be a hit.
I am glad Naomi retained the title. I'm gonna play it down a little bit, and I just love what she's been doing with the proceed with caution stuff. She totally flipped her character. She even called it out recently, like, "Oh, you weren't feeling the glow, but now you feeling this, Naomi." And yes, we absolutely are. So I was super stoked that she kept it because she did a recent interview and said that she wants to have a kid with Big Jim.
Yeah.
And so she's probably on the tail end of her career. So yeah, give her the belt. Let her
Who's going to
retain.
be carrying that one? Her or Big Jim?
Carrying
The baby?
Cross.
No, the baby.
Yeah, she's gonna carry it, right?
Oh, okay. I just wasn't sure. I mean, he has a bigger belly than her, but okay. I am going to go as a hit Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. I love what they're doing right now. I thought that match was booked perfectly. You weren't sure if Charlotte was going to go after Alexa, although in the bottom of your stomach, you're like, all right, they're gonna win. They're gonna be friends, whatever. But sometimes I like when these stories organically kind of happen. I think they were put together and then they started being a little awkward and they're doing like the stepbrothers kind of weird trying to hug. I love what they're doing. I think you mentioned getting Charlotte to be likable, and getting her actually cheered. It has put her in a little bit more of a fun light. So love that, but make no mistake about it. Alexa's the star of that tag team.
I don't disagree. Alexa's like the catalyst for what helped people get on board with Charlotte. And like maybe Alexa is so cynical, which I think the fans can relate to that when it comes to Charlotte Flair. Like, we don't want to see her get the next championship, but she did. She got a tag team championship, which, it is what it is, but she's teamed with Alexa, and their relationship is funny. It brought people on board, to your point, organically, which is the most important thing. And it was cool because I was not on Team Charlotte prior to this pairing, but now I like her. And if you watch Unreal, I think it's episode 4, they've got a lot of Charlotte in there, and they go over the Tiffy stuff that happened this year, and it does make her more likable, I think, as a person. And so, yeah, I love what those two have done. And on the flip side of that, now you've got a little bit of drama with the Roxanne Perez being the tag partner in Judgment Day, and maybe we see a return of Liv Morgan here shortly, and now they have a scapegoat. They have someone to blame. They can blame Roxanne and they can blame Finn for letting her be a part of Judgment Day and losing the tag championship. So
okay, back to you on the hits.
Okay. I poo-pooed this match so much and was not on board with it, but I thought it was a great match. It might have been my match of the night for night 1. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul defeating Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. Thought it was a lot of fun. I know you have a take about some certain aspects of that match, but the ending, the Logan Paul off the top, Jelly Roll on the announcer's booth, that was a spot, and Logan's the king of those spots. He does a really good job with those things. So I actually did enjoy that match quite a bit. And I thought it was cool that they brought Jelly Roll out first.
Yes.
And had Randy be the tag-in guy.
Yep. 100% with you on that part of it. I enjoyed the match. I thought that it did what it needed to do. Jelly Roll did more than I thought he would be able to do. I like the psychology between Jelly Roll telling Randy, no, I'm going to start. And then after that, tagging himself back in. I thought it was an overall success. I had Jelly and Orton winning. You had the opposite. You were right there. You did need to get over Logan and Drew. That was more important. Just having Jelly there was probably enough for the mainstream. So back to the hits for me. I am going to say CM Punk. CM Punk worked one of his best matches, one of the best matches I have seen him work in his career. CM Punk literally and figuratively got the bleep beat out of him all along. He took every shot from Gunther, and this was not like baby cake stuff. They were stiff, and there was a point to that. Like, you had to stop.
Sorry, my dog is barking. The Chinese food has just
Oh,
arrived.
okay.
So I apologize. That is not a sound clip. That is my actual dog barking at the Chinese food delivery guy. But we've got, some good dinner when I get out of here.
I thought you were smirking because I said stiff.
Oh, no. All I can hear is my dog barking his brains out in the background. And I didn't know if that was bleeding through on the mic. And I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good. So anyways, I don't think CM Punk took everything that Gunther's supposed to be and persevered. I liked everything about what Punk did that night. I thought it was the match of his career, even though he had very little offense. So
Yeah. And you know who made him look so good, Rhino?
the ring general.
The ring general. Gunther. Man,
Yes.
Gunther is just the man. That dude sells like no one else. I'm the biggest Gunther fan. Yeah, obviously he got a little bit of color under the desk and all that stuff, and it adds to it. But the dude isn't afraid to put others over as well. It just sucks, man. I've just always yes, he's been a champion for 80% of his career on the main roster, whatever that stat is. But he just I not that he gets no respect. I think respect is gaining for Gunther, but he doesn't get respect from the WWE. I can't even say that because he's been champion. So it's just this weird space.
They don't know how to book him.
Yeah.
They need to realize that he is not like just one of those traditional heels. Like, you're looking at a guy that can work in almost every era of this business. And that's why for me, I absolutely hated that he was like freaking out that he had blood on his face. Like, he's a guy that shouldn't give a crap about having blood on his face, and that's what leads to now. If you want to do the storyline, oh, he's got blood in his eyes, okay, whatever. But the fact that he's running around like a little kid, oh my god, am I bleeding? Like, that takes away everything that Gunther did punishing Punk up until that point.
Maybe the opposite end of the argument is that he doesn't bleed a lot. Not a lot of people have made him bleed. Did he bleed during a Sami Zayn match? It wasn't Jay, but we've seen these moments of vulnerability with Gunther, and I think you need that to an extent because he has been pretty invincible for the most part in the past 3 years or so. The dude's just ran through everyone, so yeah, he's got to have his moment on the other end of it. But man, I love that guy. I think he's going to take a break for a little bit. He should come back. He should be Brock Lesnar's last match, and he should beat the stuffing out of Brock.
he's having surgery on his nose, so he is going to be out for a minute. They're saying it happened in the match, which is why I think they added color to the match, but he had needed a surgery, so
Yeah.
he'll be out for a little bit.
Before we go on to the next thing, Bret Hart made some comments about Gunther and his style and saying that you shouldn't actually beat the S out of people in the ring like he does. And I think that's uncalled for. Like, I think the dude is the most old school style wrestler that we have today. And I love that about him. And I think Bret Hart needs to mind his own business.
Bret Hart needs to shut up.
Yeah.
Just Bret Hart, you need to sit a convention out. Like, I understand he's bitter because of the way his career ended. So he's one of those people, in my opinion, and this is coming from somebody that loved Bret Hart growing up. Like Bret Hart after the Warrior Hogan stuff, that was my dude. I was not a Shawn Michaels guy. It was Bret freaking Hart. But he is glass half empty, man. He belongs right there next to everybody else in the player haters ball on the Chappelle skit. You know, like that's where he's at because he's just mad. Like, and it's not even funny. Just shut up. Go away, man. Go away.
You know, putting others down doesn't lift you up. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
So, all right, so let's get to some comments and then we'll talk about Cody and Cena separately. We'll talk about
that Jey Uso, or I'm sorry, Jacob Fatu and Solo. There's a lot to unpack there.
Well, yeah, and that's I
tease that.
Yeah, I thought we would get there with some of the misses. Let's do okay. Bret Hart hates on another wrestler. I'm shocked. Yeah, exactly. Bret Hart wants to still be relevant. Agreed. Gunther vs. Lesnar, get more WWE respect depending on how it's booked. Why do the colors so late? I think it's because of the nose thing that he's having surgery for. Match was almost over too. Yep. Spot was unnecessary. Ryan made no sense at that point. Matt, again, I think it was trying to, especially because he fell on his face, right? He's bleeding from here, but they're trying to make people think it's everywhere, and now he's having nose surgery.
A little awkward. You didn't see any impact up here for it to be bleeding, so
yeah,
I'm with you there.
Yeah, blame the fans for being conditioned to chant "Yeet." Happy birthday to you, Adam. Mike Tyson already saying you happy birthday, my man. After to eat early to get that AARP discount. Ha ha ha. I can't say this. You're getting some more birthday ones. Okay. Why are they showing Jelly brace for the spot instead of Logan's face close up, especially when he had the shit prime drinks?
Yeah. You did see Jelly sort of like cover himself up. Hey, it's his first time in a ring at SummerSlam on TV. So let's cut him a little slack. I understand where you're coming from with the camera angles and stuff. If you watch Unreal, I mean, that stuff is live time. Like Hunter's kind of priming the director to hit the cuts and giving them a preview, but they don't know what's going to happen. And
yes, they
how
do.
real is that? Yeah. How real is it that I think it's like a work inception with Unreal sometimes where like they say these things aren't knowledge to certain people, but I don't know how much about that.
Okay. So here's what Adam was talking about, the issue that I had. There was something up with Logan Paul that night. Like he was overly pumped up. Like I don't know if he hit the smelling salts. I don't know if he drank 50,000 primes. I don't know what it was, but he was a little bit over the top. And so Adam and I were watching, and knowing that, and this even confirmed more after that Logan and McIntyre won, because you're working a celebrity match, right? You're going to get a bunch of this mainstream coverage from alternative places that you wouldn't normally get. And since Orton and Jelly were not going to go over, there was one of those shots that Orton and Jelly, like you could see them looking back and forth at each other. It was before the match because they were going to have the pyro going old school down the stage when Randy does his little, pose or whatever. And him and Jelly go into it at exactly the right time, and it cuts to the shot that's looking up at them. And that was going to be the shot when WWE clips out the media or clips out the cuts that they want to send to mainstream media about SummerSlam. That was going to be the shot they were going to use for Orton and Jelly. That was the big Orton moment next to Jelly, like where he's going to, be recognized. And nobody else was supposed to be in that shot. But Logan Paul inserted himself into that shot, crapped all over that shot to the point Orton's looking down at him, and Orton was pissed. Like, this was not a work. Orton was pissed. That was Orton's shot of recognition with Jelly, where if it's on TMZ because Jelly's on it, Orton's going to be there too. And Logan Paul is smack in the middle of it. The second thing, to the point that Matt said about them not zooming in on Logan, he wasn't supposed to do that with those primes. He wasn't supposed to splash them together. He would have needed to ask permission of Steve Austin to do that. I get Prime is on all the turnbuckles, but for that moment in the match to grab two primes, he's putting himself over. And Hunter wasn't going to have it. And I think that's why they kept that long shot. So I thought Logan really overstepped in a number of areas. Bad. And I guess maybe it's a learning process for him, but he should know by now backstage with the business.
Yeah. I didn't really think about that stuff. Like when he kind of crossed into the frame, it didn't really cross my mind. But Tops also does a lot of like these Tops Now cards. And to your point, it's not, it is also that shot for, TMZ or whatever. But it's also a shot for Tops. Like they print out these Tops Now cards. People buy them when things happen.
Here, I'm going to put you full screen. Do you have a couple cards there? Show them.
Yeah. Here we go. Let me find a couple. Crap. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for this. Okay, here we go. You've got CM Punk, John Cena. Like there's moments, there's spots. Here's Charles Robinson getting laid out by John Cena. That was a good one. Solo winning the belt. And those are all the ones I got in front of me, but they take these moments from these events that are, can be iconic or whatever. And then they turn them into cards and they sell them for $10 a piece. But I mean, it would have been, I go both ways. I kind of like having Jelly and Randy with a little bit of Logan Paul on the bottom. Like I could appreciate that too, but yeah, does it look cleaner visually if it's just those two up on top doing the whatever that move is?
Sorry, even if it's not about a shot, that's their signature entrance moment at the second biggest show of the year.
Yep.
That's a big deal. Like, guys stay out of other guys' ways when they're doing their little things, even on a Raw. That's that's SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium. You
Drew
know,
wasn't in the shot.
what's that?
Drew wasn't in the shot.
No, I'm telling you, Orton was lit. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I didn't have a problem with the match after that. Here's another problem that I had with well, you talk about the unbalance of the card, and then I'll go from there.
Okay. So I think the unbalance, are you talking about night 2, Becky?
No, just like how the card from night 1 to night 2 wasn't like night 1 was kind of bland and really was not a great show. They could have mixed the matches a little bit better.
100%.
We were talking about that. Yeah.
So night 1 felt a little underloaded with the matches, and the Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross match. No shade thrown. I like Karrion Kross, but he is maybe not the most entertaining in the ring, if I'm being honest. And actually, him and Scarlett's contracts are up this weekend. We'll see what happens there. But then you had Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill that lasted, I think, 7 minutes. That was wild. The Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Gunther stuff, that was great, but that was kind of the only real great match of the night, in my opinion. And I think you could have moved some things around. Maybe you had the 6-pack TLC match on night 1. I think that would have been a great night 1 match. Get that out of the way. Maybe you could have had Becky and Lyra in night 1, and then maybe you move like the Drew and Logan Paul into night 2 because there's star power there. You want, like, it doesn't make sense that you would put your celebrity on night 1. That's what's weird to me. If you were yeah, go ahead.
It's why they put them on night 1. It was they thought that was going to be the counterbalance, but what happened was it was the matches below that were completely off balance. Like, I probably would have had Dom and AJ night 1, which I've got a problem with that whole thing too. But to your point, Lyra and Becky got more time than Jacob and Tiffy and Jade combined. Like, what's going on? Like, okay, so obviously WWE doesn't trust Jade Cargill, but they're putting her in the main event of the second biggest show of the year. 7 minutes. That's crazy to me. You've got to give that more time.
That was crazy. And how the hell do you just fumble the United States Championship match?
Oh, it's terrible.
You have the storyline built in. Then you have this short cage match.
Yep.
And then you don't even hit the spots until after the match is over, with Jacob, doing the backflip off the top. You called that one out. But then Jimmy shows up after the match is over too. And it's like, what are we doing? All this stuff should have happened during the match when you had the NFTs, or whatever they're called, MFTs, climbing all over the cage. That's when Jimmy should have come out. That's when maybe, you could have had a Jay come out. I know we're not ready to unite Roman and Jay with Jimmy and Jacob yet, but like, maybe you could have done that. Like, what the hell are we doing? You bring Jimmy Uso out after the match is over, when every time before that, Jimmy has been at the side of Jacob. And so I just thought it was crap. I'm not mad about Solo winning. I wanted that, and I thought that was the plan. But holy cow, the way you went about it, you did all the best stuff after the match was over, and that's ridiculous. You should have built that into the match.
Okay, so here's part of the premise that was completely off is we're going to keep everybody out of the fight. Well, then it should have been in Hell in a Cell, right? And then if somebody breaks into the cell, then it is what it is at that point. I'm going to go a step. And by the way, Jacob's backflip off the top, the bigger guy took the entire bump. Like how you're not realizing that the guy that's 2 feet taller is going to get the impact first. Anyway,
see, but I'll disagree with you. I think that was Tala Tonga that you're talking about, but I think Tama Tonga is the one who looked like he got knocked the hell out.
Interesting.
He ate all of that.
Okay, so this is going to be our last negative part, and then we're going to get in because there was a lot of good too.
Sure.
I really liked the lead up. I thought it was funny, the lead up of AJ and Dom, right? Doing like AJ being the janitor, like, or AJ popping out in the clubhouse and doing this. Like, I thought all those things were really funny and cute. But then WWE tries to tell this entirely more complex story that goes back 20 years when Dom is already in the ring. Like the entire story of the match was Dom was, his custody was up for debate 20 years ago when it was Ray versus Eddie, and Dom had the blonde hair sitting in the front row. That if that's the story you wanted to do, that should have been the entire storyline. Because even AJ Styles' son showing up with the bleach blonde hair, nobody knew unless you were like a hardcore of a hardcore. So by the time the match was over, they're still trying to explain why AJ's in the tights that he's in and why they came in the lowrider. And that should have been the whole thing all the way around. Like that should have been the storyline leading in.
Yeah, I did. I love the lead up with all the AJ stuff where he was like funny AJ and all that. Still happy that Dom retained. I think there's so much meat on the bone there for Dom as he goes to AAA, all that stuff. Man, this dude's gonna be something else here in the future. That's my opinion.
Haunted Horse, man. Look at Haunted Horse trying to make the show better. Wrestling fans are so disrespectful of real sports fans or heroes. Joe Montana is behind Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Please.
And here's something you might not notice off the bat. You see that dog next to Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yeah, I got him.
All right. I won that on the claw machine at Chuck E. Cheese last week for my son's birthday. First rip.
Nice. Good job.
Snagged that thing out of there and made a bunch of 4-year-olds jealous. Can I go next? I go, no, dude. I paid for this. You can wait. Get in line.
Dude, the birthday parties are so expensive. And horse, you're walking a fine line, my man. I could go roulette all day with you.
Who's next to you? There's a woman next to you.
That's my daughter.
Like, horse, we can quickly turn this section into haunted horse roulette. It's not that hard.
It's cheap, and I like that wide stick.
So just saying. All right, so let's get into the good. Night one, reactions about Seth cashing in. What was your whole take on that?
I'm glad CM Punk is not our champion, and I'm not a huge Seth fan. I don't love Seth. I like him all right, and I like Punk too. But I'm a Gunther fan, so when you take the belt off of Gunther, you're hurting my feelings, and I'm not okay with that. So, as far as how it went down, I thought it was pretty cool when he took the leg brace off and then started to head down. Obviously, when his music hits, that's going to get a pop. But when he took the brace off, it was like, oh crap, like it's on.
Well, it was like when the crutches, like he couldn't have pulled that off any better. The crutches going to each side. I thought what was interesting, and I wanted it's going to build to a bigger moment for CM Punk. I'm glad at least he won the championship from Gunther. He deserved it after the performance in that match. Holy crap. But anyways, Seth, this whole thing, I don't think like people that are saying like, oh, it was a work all along. I don't think the injury was a work. I think that they were unsure about whether it wasn't as serious as it clearly as he thought it was, but he did hurt something. And it led up to that. Now he was able to go. Apparently there was plans, or at least it had been kicked around, that he would defend night 2 against LA Knight because Knight had beat him at Saturday night's main event. That got pushed to Raw, as we know. I'm fine with it. I wouldn't have been fine with it if he was not able to wrestle immediately. He appears to be able to wrestle immediately. So I'm okay with it, I guess. But yeah. All right. Cena. Oh, go ahead.
You brought up the LA Knight stuff. I was going to save that for afterwards, but yeah, you bring him on Monday night. He has a match, and I liked how they started Raw with it. But man, LA Knight just. I hope that he has a rematch at some point because he deserves it. He deserves to win a belt. He's not going to, but
okay. I heard it really quick. I heard a very good point made about LA Knight. If you took a microphone out of LA Knight's hands, what do you have left?
If you took a microphone out of Karrion Kross's hands, what do you have?
A wrestler that's being released.
Probably. I would disagree with that more so with LA Knight. I think he's a little more athletic. I think he does do some cool moves inside. I think his finisher sucks. It's hard to hit, and it's not very like memorable. Like no one's ever like, oh, you hit him with the BFT. Like it isn't captivating at all. So I think if you reworked LA Knight's move set, sorry CM Punk, if you reworked his move set a little bit and his finisher especially, you might have a little more magic there. But no, I don't. Is LA Knight good on the mic? I'm gonna say he's good. He's not great, but he's also not bad. But he does have moments where he kind of like stutters a little bit on
he
the
did
mic.
it on Raw.
Yes,
he did it on Raw.
And he's done that in the past when he gets in these big moments. I mean, hell, we don't even have to take away Jey Uso's mic to talk about that. Like, if we want to talk about it, let's talk about it.
But his in-ring is great for the most part. That's the comparison. It's like
I mean, there's a lot of people that are critical of Jay's moves.
Yeah.
I think Jay can sell really well. And he's great at that. And I think that's what really helps propel him is that, he sold that Seth Rollins. He tried to spear Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins put him in a pedigree while he was midair flying into it, and then did the stomp afterwards. So Jay can sell. So don't bash Jay, but I think Jay and LA might have a lot of similarities there.
Okay. Mark, actually, you know what's funny, Mark? they brought Asuka to the main roster with this winning streak, and she was supposed to be the Japanese star. She was going to be the next one. Io kind of she had a run as the championship, and then she did the damage control. But I'm with you, man. Io has just hit a different level, and I really like her vibe. I love everything about Io right now.
I freaking love Io.
Yeah,
like I saw a clip of her 2 or 3 years ago going back and forth with Asuka in the ring, and they were both speaking Japanese, I believe, to each other, and just going back and forth. And I'm like, look at where Io and Asuka are today with how they can speak English. No shade, but it's really hard to captivate an audience if you don't speak English. Like, let's be honest. At least for the American crowd, that they're going to start charging $2,000 a year to watch everything. I'll throw that in. That's my weave. But yeah, Io is freaking fantastic. She has put on a show every time she's in the ring, and I loved her as champion. I look forward to her climbing that. And even on Raw, she goes, "Sorry, Rhea, but I didn't get pinned at SummerSlam." And I thought that was such a good line.
She belongs. When she's in there with Rhea, when she's in there with the main eventers, she belongs. In fact, she's near the top of the list. So, and that's a great storyline too. You're probably going to push that to WrestleMania. My guess would be your WrestleMania match is going to be Rhea and Io with the storyline that Rhea can't beat her. So, anyways, all right,
let's do a prediction. We'll talk about Cody and Cena, but
yeah,
I think WrestleMania next year is going to be Sammy versus the champion CM Punk.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Sammy's they're what they're doing with Sammy. He's gonna be in a main event. You can see the writing on the wall, unless the crowd doesn't take to it. All right. Do you want to kick off Cena, Cody, or do you want me to give my thoughts first?
No, I love it when you give your thoughts first, and then I can piggyback off.
Oh, thanks, Schnookums. All right. This was one of the most brilliantly booked matches that I've ever seen in my life. It might be the most brilliantly booked match that I've seen in my life because, one, it did not involve The Rock, and it showed everybody you didn't need The Rock. You didn't need any outside interference. You just needed these two guys. Now, what it's done is it is completely rewritten the script on how, usually there's a way you retire. I talked about this. We've been talking about it. Who's going to be Cena's last match? Who is he going to pass the torch to? But getting back to this match, both guys, massive baby faces coming in. But both guys during the match worked like heels. They both worked like heels during the match. You have them both doing dirty stuff right off the bat. You've got Cody unscrewing the ring and using that to hit Cena with it, right? It got a little long-winded in spots, but to have Cena come up through Cody's elevator, holding him, this could not, for the most part, have been done better. It was a perfect way. This was Cena's. Make no mistake about it. This was the passing of the torch moment. This is the person that Cena has put over, and now they both still leave as baby faces. You don't get the Cody heel turn. Cena is a full-fledged baby face going forward. Then you get the Brock stuff that happens. But that was freaking brilliant because there's no other way you could have done it. If you had Cena working as a babyface and you had Cody working as a heel, now you're getting closer to booing Cody and you're the one that beat him. And he certainly, based on his comments, does not want to turn whatsoever. It was so well done. And the moment they had in the ring was so real. I give it a 10 out of 10. I freaking can't say enough about it. And again, that's what now going forward for the rest of Cena's dates, it's who he wants to wrestle. It's not about whether he wins or loses. It's about the moment he has after the match with the crowd. So you don't have to worry about how he goes out. You're getting what you want on the back end. So tremendously done while keeping Cody straight face. Adam.
Yeah, and we were talking about the face turn on SmackDown, and I think it was great. Like, you set that match up not to have the face turn after the match, but Cena comes out, he starts with the black and white stuff, and then 2 seconds later it flips into the guy that Cody wanted the entire time. Not just that night at SummerSlam, but Cody wanted good guy Cena at WrestleMania, and we finally got that. And so you had two baby faces doing heel stuff, but at the end of the day, they both walked out of there as faces, and it was a fun match. The street match component to it was probably needed.
Absolutely.
To sort of redeem themselves off of that WrestleMania stuff that was very critical. So yeah, it was a fun match. I think everyone, like, as soon as Cena walked out with the old school Cena stuff, I was like, let's go, man. It made it fun, and you rooted for Cena, but obviously, like, Cody's been our guy for the last couple of years, and so to see him walk away as champ, you didn't feel bad for either guy. You're rooting for both of them, I think.
And to your point about them doing it on SmackDown, that let in, or that kind of increased the chatter amongst the WWE universe, whether Cena was being genuine or not. And Cena, I texted you this before SummerSlam night 2. It even had me doing it because when they toasted the beer, right, Cena only took a little sip, and then everything was, it couldn't have been better. So much love to John Cena. He worked a hell of a match. One of his best wrestling performances of his career. Cody yielding way to Cena, and then we get the return of the Beast, Adam.
Yeah. I'm okay with it. I don't think we needed it, but I think we're kind of setting up John Cena 2. This is probably going to be Brock Lesnar's last time as now. And so, I would assume that
I don't think so.
You think he's going to go longer?
Yeah, I think Brock's back. I think the only reason Brock is back is because of John Cena. That speaks to the power that John Cena has. Like, he gave, and Triple H has kind of confirmed this, like, there's a list of things that I want to do. If we can't get to all of them, I understand. But these are the matches. These last matches are exactly what John wanted going out. And I think that's what makes it interesting, because you don't need any other storyline between that. It's like you lean back on what they've done before, and it's that last time. I need one more bite at the apple with Brock. But I think Brock will be around longer. But I mean, what's hanging over WWE or Vince McMahon's head, and they still brought him back. That's why it's just like, dang, man, Cena, major pull.
Yeah. I mean, two polar opposites of the spectrum here with John Cena and Brock Lesnar. You know, I love Brock Lesnar as a performer, as an athlete. The dude is literally a beast. So I appreciate him being back in that sense. Obviously, there's some weird stuff going on, but WWE must have felt like he was clear enough from those allegations to bring him back. I wonder if it's too soon and maybe we put the cart before the horse, but we'll see.
Yeah, I just again for Cena to rewrite the way, and really no other major wrestler, I mean a legendary wrestler, has done this. Like, think about the Ric Flair stuff, right? WrestleMania 24, I love you, I'm sorry. Shawn Michaels super kicks him. Michaels goes over in Flair's final match. That's how final matches are, and that's why we always speculated, okay, Cena will probably hold the title now until that final match. Who's going to go over? That was, for all intensive purposes, Cena's getting the recognition from the big crowd. That's the biggest match in this retirement tour. That is where he put the next person over, handing him the belt, saying whatever he said. I just love how Cena's done this different. Like, so much credit to John Cena.
Yeah, and like, would Cena's retirement tour have been as talked about or fascinating had he just remained a heel or remained a babyface the entire time?
No, no.
Yeah, so I think it was great timing to have him be a heel for 5 months or whatever it was, 6 months. And then he comes back face for, the last 4 months ish. Go to that final match. Like, everyone's going to cheer him as the hero when he goes out in December. And so, yeah, is it Brock versus Cena? Is it Cody versus Brock? I don't know yet. I think it might be both.
No. Cody and him are done. They're not going to cross paths the rest of the way. That's what
No, I
I'm
mean,
saying.
like, Cody versus Brock. And then maybe Cena plays into that a little bit, having Cody's back. I don't know.
I don't think you haven't. John did a quick street interview the other day. He has 12 appearances left. I don't think you have enough time.
Yeah.
In fact, I think you taint what Cody and him did at SummerSlam if you have them cross paths in a storyline ever again. I just don't think you can do it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because I think Cena has like 4 or 5 dates in the next like 1 to 2 months while they're over in Europe. They're in Canada tonight for like they're in
Cena's
Canada.
there tonight, right?
Yeah, he's there tonight. I think he's got 2 Canada dates, and then they go overseas and he's got like England or Ireland, and
Yeah, he's
then
getting the world tour in. Yeah, for sure.
all that. It's great.
Yeah, Mark, we talked about it earlier. I think it leads to a bigger victory for Punk with that title. He quote unquote main evented WrestleMania, but I think Punk's going to get that moment that he wins a title at WrestleMania. I don't think it was a way at poking at him whatsoever. LA Knight's kind of the one that gets screwed here. But anyways, dude, anything else, Mr. Birthday Boy, before we exit? Anything you need to show? Card wise.
Okay. So I started this. It started out sort of as a goof that I was collecting Kathy Kelly cards, the announcer, but I've actually sort of accumulated quite a few Kathy Kelly cards. This is sort of my crown jewel as it is. This is a 5 out of 5. But I've got every Kathy Kelly card that has been produced, I believe, with the exception of the Superfractor 1 of 1 Kathy Kelly, if that exists, and a Frozen Fractor, which means it's like it looks icy and then it's out of 0, but they do like a number count of like -2 out of 0. But those are the only 2 cards that I'm really chasing with Kathy Kelly. My goal is to be the largest collector of Kathy Kelly cards so that, one day, if you want a Kathy Kelly card, you're going to have to go through me. She is the GOAT of announcing in wrestling.
You're just trying to get to Kathy Kelly. That's what you're doing.
Well, I'm trying to get her to buy my collection.
Yeah, that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, that's a big trend with the cards these days. Someone just sold Dom Mysterio his 1 of 1. Got to meet him, sell him the card. Dom signed the redemption card. So when you pull packs, there's these redemption ones that just say, "Hey, like you've won the 1 of 1 Dominic Mysterio. Thank you, Mark." And so these athletes, baseball's pretty big on it. Wrestling is big on it too, but these the people who are performing want to buy their own card. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like it should belong with the collectors, but I mean, hell, if Kathy Kelly called me up and she was like, "Hey, can I buy your entire collection?" I would be like, "Yeah, when do you want to meet?"
Yeah. Cool. The last thing, dude. This was one of and it's not so much the words because you can see it coming from a mile away, but Becky Lynch on Raw, the way she burned Nikki Bella.
Me and my hot husband are the greatest wrestling couple of all time. But wait a minute, at one point that would have been you and your... Oh wait, you can't see him anymore.
Brutal.
The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Just brutal. So
totally
good,
flamed Nikki Bella, but gag me raw with a flavored straw. I couldn't care less about Becky Lynch and what she's got going on. Great heat. Quit talking about your hot husband.
That's the heat, though. They're I know
No.
she's the Intercontinental. What
Kick
it's doing,
rocks.
it's doing damage, making the IC champion feel more important than the world champion. But anyways, another day. Happy birthday.
You're spot on with that. Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for not bringing your birthday suit. I appreciate you. Yeah.
Oh, but hey, cue the Val Venus music.
No, we are not letting you cosplay Val Venus on this show. Not now.
All right.
Not then.
Hello, ladies.
Nor not ever. Yeah. Goodbye. He takes it right up to the line. I didn't think he was gonna do that. Oh my gosh. Come on, Adam. I'm gonna lose the King's Court. Come on, Adam. You think Grant and I have a backup plan? What are we doing next? Oh, that's right. We are headed to Fox Sports Radio, Sacramento, 104.7, 98.0 on the radio dial. Okay, Lee, you know I can see you, right? Put that back on. No, put it back on. All right. Okay. Wait, let me take that Fox Sports down. Don't want that up.
Good call. We'll hang this on WWE then. But no, seriously, congrats to you and Grant. What an accomplishment. I know you guys have been working your butts off over the past few years to, obviously get Grant back into Sac Sports and on the radio and all that stuff. So congrats to you guys. We're looking forward to it. I don't know how the hell I'm going to listen to it from here in Dallas, but I'm sure there's stuff out there. We've got technology these days, and
We'll make it
congrats
work.
to you guys, man. You
Thanks,
worked your
dude.
butt off. Specifically
Appreciate
to you, I think I'll speak on behalf of all the King's Court. We're really proud of you, man. We love your show. You made it your mission last year to do every post, pre, and halftime show for the Kings, and give us an alternate source of what to watch. And we love it, man. And so props to you guys. Congratulations. You deserve it. So
Thank
good
you,
job.
brother. Appreciate that. And I appreciate you keeping your clothes on. Yeah. You're the man. Happy birthday, dude. Enjoy
Thanks.
the new truck.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good job by Adam. When I sent Adam a picture of my car, he got pissed. He didn't even want to look at it. He's like a diesel guy. Sorry, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's a good message to work hard. Absolutely. Thank you, Mark. Yeah. You know, my dad shared something with me, and it's true. You know, I'm not a king. I'm trying to be a king maker. And I'm glad that we've been able to grow the channel. We can't grow the channel without all of you, without your support. And yeah, it's bittersweet when it comes to the King's Court, because the King's Court is not going away. Now, it certainly cannot be here every day from 3 to 6, because Grant will be on from 3 to 6, beginning September 2nd on Fox Sports Sacramento. But we will find a way. We will find a way. My goal, and I said this earlier this week, my goal is to give you at least one live King's Court per week. Now, it's going to have to be at a different time, but I want to make sure we can still get together, do one live one, even during the season. But the beauty about this with Fox Sports is, if you don't like that, the post-game show, some of the halftime shows, they're not going anywhere. They're right here. We are still going to do all of that. So unless the Kings are playing while we're doing the radio show on the East Coast, you still get to come here for post game. This is going to be the place. And with the new move, it makes us become more accessible with the players. It makes us become more accessible with the games, the buildings, other teams' players, which means you're going to be able to have that content directly here from us. We're not going to have to take that anywhere else. So this thing's going to keep growing. And the only reason it grows is because of all of you joining us. We never expected to get 30,000 people live for post-game shows. We didn't expect that, but I'm certainly back. What I am most happy about with the transition is the amount of love that Grant has gotten just across the board. It's been incredible to see the amount of press, the amount of professionals, both publicly and privately, reaching out to Grant and to me. It's been awesome. So make no mistake about it. Marcos Breton, excuse me, I can't talk right now, said it perfect. I'll put it back up right here. When he released the article about 15 minutes before, or 15 minutes after Grant made the announcement, it's going to be the Grant Napier show that people have listened to for decades. Napier said, I'm coming back to win. That's what we're doing. We're coming back to win. We are coming back to give you a voice that you have trusted for many years, that you have followed during the dark times of Kings basketball, the team leaving. at a time now where the team's kind of in flux, guess what? That voice is right back on the radio here with you. So starting September 2nd, Fox Sports Sacramento. Go download too. If you're in one of those places where you can't get the show, download the Fox Sports Sacramento app. You see it right there, available on or in the Apple Store, and also available in Google Play. So speaking of the man, he is back to wrap up the week, 7 o'clock tonight. Make sure you join him. Thank you all for making this a great week. Thanks for riding with us. And we are going to have some fun going out the back door. Oh, gosh, don't let Haunted Horse get that. We are going to have some fun going out the door with the daily King's Courts. I've got some ideas of what I want to do because you'll still be able to get the King's Court on Apple and Spotify. I'll be uploading regular episodes. But in terms of the daily live show, we'll be doing some fun stuff in the lead up to the move to Fox Sports, just on the radio. This show stays here. This channel, I should say, stays here. Post game stays here. Great, and I will be doing that. And we might have a little guest joining us for post games instead of half times. Let you guys take some guesses and think about that over the weekend. But thank you. We'll do our get together, which we've talked about, and have a wonderful, a safe, awesome weekend. Stay cool. Thank you very much for letting me into your cars, your headphones, your homes, your offices, wherever it may be, to talk Kings basketball today, wrestling, football with all of you. It is one of the greatest honors that I get to do or have gotten to do on a regular basis. So go Kings! Light the beam. We are out. Court's dismissed. Join Grant again tonight, 7 o'clock. We out. Court's dismissed.
The cream of the crop.
Order in the court.
Nobody does it better.